Welcome back. I'm your host, Veronica Guiti. Grandparents around the world has a mission to bridge that gap between our seniors and our youth. And recently they held their 8th annual Grandparents Ball, paying tribute to a number of grandparents that have gone above and beyond for their families and communities. Joining us to share more about the organization and events is founder Yverne Gillard Randolph and Priscilla Crowell, awardee and community liaison. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
How are you both doing today?
Quite well, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us today. So we want to talk about the organization, Grandparents Around the World. What does it mean? Why was it started?
Started in 2005. After having this phenomenal relationship with my grandmother, I was raised by her for many during my young childhood period, and I wanted to start a program that can actually bring our grandparents and our seniors, our grandparents or seniors and youth together, because that played a very important role, you know, as even today in my life. Just having my grandmother there, have that sort of like, I always call her my security blanket. And grandparents just have so much, or senior, just have so much to offer. And I think it is a gap between the seniors and the youth. And we're doing some things to hopefully bring that or to bridge those gaps.
But was there something that happened 2 years ago that made you say, you know what, this needs to happen? Was there an incident or anything that happened, or was this something that you were seeing in the community between seniors and youth that made you say, okay, I need to create this organization?
Well, you know, as you may know, I'm a retired officer. I retired in 2000, and I wrote my grandmother's story as a contribution to her life after she passed away. She lived to be 90 years old.
Wow.
And I actually just went around and collected the seniors and the youth in our community, and we put this production up called Dinner at Grandma's, and it was in our community from 2004 to 2012. So, yes, something did happen. You know, I always said it came from God, because God just gave it to me, and like I told everyone, He only gave me the beginning. He never gave me the end. So it's a journey. But as I move forward in the journey, I see a big need for it. Talking to my seniors, talking to the youth, looking at some of the disconnection. And I try to incorporate with my relationship with my grandmother. We know the molds are not the same, but the important things are grandparents or seniors have so much to offer, not only to her own household, but her community.
Yes.
And that's who is actually looking at it. All of us, we're all, well, I could say I'm moving into that senior. And I want to make sure, I want to make sure I'm representing, because that's what my grandmother, that was so important. What I saw in terms of my grandmother, the way she looked, the way she carried, the work that she was doing. And it's helping me today become the person that I would like to be moving forward into my life.
Now, Yverne, you're also a member of this organization. Talk about how it's had an influence on your life.
Right. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Veronica. Basically, it's been an opportunity to get with other grandparents, and especially in the Bronx community, and begin to share some of the successes and also challenges that we've had in raising grandchildren. I myself am a grandparent of 3 children, and also a mother of 3, and basically grew up in the Bronx, raised my children in the Bronx since childhood days. So coming and meeting with this organization by way of their play, Dinner at Grandmother's, was so interesting to me, and I've just been following them along. And then now that they've set up the forums at the Museum of the Arts in the Bronx, I've had an opportunity to really network. Additionally, in my community, I work with seniors as the AARP chapter president in the Wakefield area of the Bronx. So this gives them also another outlet how to meet with other seniors and listen to their challenges and how they're overcoming things that might be happening in the family as well as in the community. And it also gives us a chance to advocate for, things that happen with our group, the
Definitely.
50 plus, we call them 50 plus. Because some grandparents are not, necessarily elderly, but they're getting there,
Right.
in their early 50s.
So I see how you can draw the seniors, the 50-plus crowd, as you were saying, but what programs are you having to draw in the youth? Do you find difficulty on that?
Well, myself? Well, what happens is by attending the forums, I begin to learn about some of the programs that, because of Miss Yverne's resources that are available to us, so that we can enhance our own interaction with our families and people in the community. So we do get information about how to be more effective in our relationship with youth, especially. It does, and what happens, what was so significant at the occasion, was to see the youth interacting with the seniors and how they actually were just so honored to be there with us, have a chance to say thank you, And I think that's what this project really offers, a chance for us to say thank you to people that have meant so much to us, before or even now, as we, go on.
So let's talk about some of the programs that you have been going on through the year with the youth. What have they been doing with the seniors? How are they joining forces with you all? How are you bringing them in?
Well, first of all, we have to share information. So we at the Bronx Museum, once a month, we are there always the second Thursday of each month, where we bring in other corporations and businesses, because we have to strengthen our seniors to go back and have positive dialogue with our youth. And if the seniors does not have the information, how do you expect them to have dialogue with the youth? Growing up, I always use that as a model, because in my community, you went to the seniors for information. The seniors knew about what jobs was coming. The senior had the wealth of information. So at the Bronx Museum of the Arts, and this is our second year, and we just partner up for another year with them, is let's strengthen our seniors. Let's give them the tool that they will need to go back in their community and not only talk to the youth, but talk to their community and let them know in terms of what is going on. We see so many things visually that's going on in our community, but we don't have the information. We don't know what building it is, and we don't know why it's there. So how we can go back and talk about getting my grandson employed at this place.
Right.
So we at the Bronx Community of the Arts, and right now we're just strengthening. We do bring in youth. We don't have a huge number. We bring in up to 100 every month.
That's pretty good.
And we're going to start with strengthening them. And then once we putting them into group, and once we form these groups, it will determine how we can effectively serve the youth.
So I feel like it's kind of going back to the old African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child type of mentality.
Yes, yes. Because we have to know what information to give. We have to know about the jobs. Macy's are coming, and all these different places are coming in our community. The seniors should know that. So when they go back into their household, they can say, well, Johnny, maybe you should go down to HR. There's a Macy's coming. There's other projects that are coming in our community. Let's go on the computer and show me, because there has to be a partnership.
Right.
And that's the connection. The senior gets to learn about community and technology by telling their children that this is what's going on in the community. So take me there. Yeah.
Yes, you're all doing a wonderful job of doing that, and we see how even you were Priscilla, you were nominated, actually awarded at the Grandparents' Ball. Let's talk a little bit about that. BronxNet was there to shoot it. Tell us a little bit about the ball that night.
Oh, wow.
I know you were
It was
very
really
happy
exciting.
to be awarded.
This is a beautiful award that Ms. Randolph and the organization presented with me. In addition, we received a certificate from our borough president, Mr. Ruben Diaz. And what happened is that to walk into this facility, in fact, the site was the mansion, the Andrew Freeman Mansion on the Grand Concourse. So by becoming a member of the grandparents around the world, we've come to meet another institution in our community that we didn't even know about. We used to drive by and look at it. But we were there on the veranda in the red and white room that was created by one of the designers.
That's
and in the
wonderful.
gold and white and green room, we had our meals. Our guests were just thrilled. They felt like they were part of the awardee presentation.
Well, we are very thrilled about what you're all doing, and we want to encourage you to continue and hopefully come back and continue to give us an update about what's going on.
Certainly will.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
you.
No problem. For more information on the Grandparents Around the World, you can visit their Facebook page at Grandparents Around the World. We have to take a quick break, but coming up, we'll learn all you need to know about credit. Stay tuned.